So yeah, don't forget from the first game, the tip was you can use this SCV who's building the racks to make the depot once you're done. And what that's going to do is just give you a bit more minerals, because the worker you pulled to come out is just going to be on the mineral patch instead, making you that little bit richer. But I like this so far. This is good. So your marine's going to come out. Nice. Getting your expansion. Keeping those workers. Out comes the bunker. So yeah, now
Game paused.
when things are really low, like low unit count, your marines are in a perfect line, but in the wrong direction. So don't worry about it. If you're not too flustered, you can set them out in a line in front of your bunker, and then as soon as the bunker's up, you hide them in there. I know you've got other stuff to do right now. For example, you've just made a depot and you're looking to put down extra raxes, so it's fine.
Game resumed.
This is why I want you to keep working on it a little bit longer, so that all of a sudden at this point you don't feel flustered. You can handle the switching. Yep. Now you see the positioning. Cool. So let's look at your enemy
Game
a second
paused.
over here. He's just cheesing you again. This guy's scared to macro as well, right? So if we press U, you are already ahead. Okay? Because you already have more workers. He's on 17. You have 21. You have a second command center already done. So the only thing is that needs to be an orbital. And you need to have one extra barracks. Your barracks are actually late this game. Your additional barracks. And you're sort of floating some money. So if he was doing a heavy cheese, you're not going to be able to produce as many marines as you would normally, because your barracks are kind of late. Now, I'm not trying to attack you for that or anything. I'm simply pointing it out so that you understand if he suddenly does an attack timing on you, like a one base. That's why it might feel like you didn't have enough.
Game resumed.
Okay, so we need an orbital. There's the extra racks coming down. Love it. Good stuff. We can also get you doing one base play when we take gas. I don't think it would be a bad idea. And then we'll get you expanding and stuff like that, but we'll just keep you we'll just do like a one base sort of all in. You can even do like a 3 rack stim timing, that kind of thing. 2 racks expand, so that you just have units at the start. Lots of options. You can make reapers. So he scanned you. So now you can kind of see the positioning as well. Those marines, half of your marines that you currently have could be standing on the other side of the bunker, to the right of it, not behind it, but to the right. So you have a nice long line along that ramp. Really, really important. Now on this map,
Game paused.
it's kind of difficult, because if you look at the towers, when I say towers I mean these, if you put a marine there, it's not going to help you give you vision. But you could just go ahead and put, like, what people used to do is there's a little cliff, and I'm going to click on it there. You leave one marine up at the top there, and you leave one marine up the top here. No army is going to do a frontal push past those guys without you seeing. So then you can relax a bit, and then you can move your army back to once they're in position. You only need one marine in each of those places, okay? So ignore the towers. Just use one marine on those 2 cliffs I just pinged. Then the rest of your army can suddenly come back and rally here, in case he drops, in case he has Banshee, in case, Reapers, because nothing can sneak up at the front. Oh, you forgot some depots? I know that you're building one now, and you're actually 66 of 86, so you're doing okay.
Game resumed.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good. So right now this guy is doing like a he's investing in tech. So tanks, medevacs, he's probably gonna drop you. And this is what I'm talking about, right? So this is why I
Game
was saying
paused.
about once you've got the vision like there and there, no attack has come by now. So you can say, well, if he was just making bio, something like that, he would have come and hit me. So maybe now he might. It's about time that he could actually have medevacs out. He could drop me. He might even have tanks. So I would be more worried about, oh shit, like maybe he can drop me here, even sneaking in here, you know? So it's just something to think about. And I really love you made your third
Game
CC
resumed.
in your base this time. That's really really good. It's really really good. I like it. Okay, the other
Game
thing
paused.
is, um, you see your Raxes? Don't do this with your Raxes. Have them in a straight line, exactly one above the other. Because what you're doing is actually stopping yourself from being able to move around your base. You're creating these weird little choke points in your own base. So if he drops you, you're going to be suddenly fighting through a choke. Let's just imagine that he drops here. You're going to take a terrible fight because you're going to bring your army in and all of a sudden they're trying to go through a tiny little narrow choke point. You want it to be as open as possible so that you can like repel them really easy. Other than that, bro, everything's fine right now. The thing is, I would go and attack at like 7 minutes. So let's go like look at 7 minutes and see what he has.
Game paused.
Okay, so if we look at 7 minutes, you can actually see how behind you are with your Marines because you made your Raxes late. Okay, so these racks you could have like nearly double that amount by now, and you could go do a move out. And if you look at his base, he's actually only got like 5 Marines. A sixth Marine is gonna finish, but you could completely like just come up the ramp and kill a depot, no problem. If you kill a depot, he's pretty screwed because all of a sudden he can't make more units, especially if you kill 2 depots or whatever. So it's kind of like,
Game resumed.
let's have a look. Let's go to 7 minutes and see. That's why it's really important to do the build exactly right, or as to your best
Game paused.
ability, which means getting all the Raxes up because you don't want him to just get to tanks and then have no attack because you kind of did things a bit late and stuff like that. So you can see like he is going to have like a ton of units now. So it's like a window of opportunity kind of gone.
Game resumed. Game paused.
There we go, bang on 7 minutes, right? You could even take 5 SCVs with you. You put them on auto repair by right clicking on the repair thing and it will shimmer, so that way you know that they're stuck. So as soon as they start taking damage, they will repair each other and they just act as tanks while your Marines are behind them firing. And they will distract the enemy units will attack them instead of your Marines, and then you win. So this is tricky. The way to beat this, or to win this game, is to just have all your Raxes perfectly on time. Mass producing, go do a push. You probably won't be able to kill him, but you'll do damage. And then
Game
you've
resumed.
got to be macroing behind it. And then you go attack again and again. And then you can even like, what I would do, if you have to attack 2 or 3 times, I would just do a massive worker pull. Okay, so let's see how this goes. Okay, I need to pause. It's not pausing.
Game.
There we go.
Game resumed. Game paused.
Yeah, so by now it's kind of too late, almost. The only way to attack up that is with the biggest line ever. So see how your guys are in a ball, right? let's let's see if I can do it or get at least a reasonable trade. So even though you got to remember again, right? Your Raxes were pretty late. That means your attack is late. That means he gets tanks out. So we're going to take big losses, but okay. So the tanks are gone. Oh, your keys are so weird. I gotta like remap your keys. Remember, he's on one base though, right? This is where you would start to step in. And even though he's got medevacs, you should have more stuff.
Been waiting on you. And ready.
Okay, so that game that felt really unwinnable,
Orders
we're
received.
just showing you that if you spread out and take a line,
You gonna give
yeah.
me orders?
So that when tank hits, it hits
Been waiting
less
on
amount of
you.
units.
Better be good.
So like
Armed and ready.
trying to give you an example here.
This better be good.
Because he was only able to kill 2 depots. Yeah, no problem. No worries, bro.
Who wants some?
That's why it's important to get the build as crisp as you can, and not sort of
That's
what's the word?
by the
I
numbers,
guess
boys.
get casual about it. Kind of be a little too relaxed, or like, oh yeah, I'm doing fine. You want to be like, right, I really got to get my second 2 racks is down as early as I can, without going too early, without cutting something else.
Gonna give me. Been waiting on. Who wants some?
So that's great though, man. Yet again, even though your axes were late, you could see with like and I'm not going to call that a perfect engage, but um, it went pretty well. So you can kind of see like with the right micro, or just with a good split. So what I did was, and it is tricky, you can either use a scan or you can do what I did. So I tried to put some all the way along the cliff, and then I walked some of the Marines up the ramp, and all of a sudden I have high ground vision. So it's tricky, but the more games you play where you have to do that, the better you'll get at it. No problem, man. Hey, thanks for sharing. You know, that's a big part of why I do the stream. It's really fun to then have people actually interacting with it, and giving me permission to work with them as well. So it's really fun, and I always learn from it as well. It's really good practice for me. So again, GG, well played. Keep blasting games, and get ready to start taking some gas and stuff, dude, because you're doing really well. And I will give the next stage some thought. I'm pretty sure we're just going to get you to take stim, make less raxes, but we'll get you to get add-ons and stuff. Just the natural progression. I think you'll completely do fine. Get some medevacs, do that bio like Marine Marauder, stim, then you can start playing. Yeah, try to build some more, use the tips, and really importantly, have fun with it. Don't worry if you go and play 3 more games and you lose all 3. Don't even panic. You've really got to just cut yourself some slack. And at the end of those 3 losses, and I'm not saying that you're going to lose, I'm just saying if you did, at the end of those 3 losses,